Welcome to Gloomhaven, one of the most sophisticated and complex board games ever. And this is the PC version. Oh yeah, it's out on Steam right now, and if you'd like to check it out, there is a link in the description. Thanks very kindly to Asmodee Digital for sponsoring this video. Now, as you can see, I thought I'd just leave this on the screen right now because this actually gives us a really nice overview of what they are planning to do in the coming months after the initial launch of Early Access. As you can see right here, we currently have 4 playable characters, 9 enemy classes, there's a whole bunch of enemies that are very, very fiendish indeed, and also 3 bosses to take on, all through the roguelike adventure mode. Now, obviously there's going to be a whole wide variety of different modes as well, so you do have the adventure mode, you also have the standard campaign, which is going to play a lot more like the actual board game, and you're of course going to have multiplayer with co-op and modding, which is kind of amazing in itself. So the progression during early access is obviously going to be a bit of a stickler thing here. You know, things may not always carry over, and well, there's a tutorial and everything. We do have a tutorial. It's still in development, being fleshed out. While it is in this state, we highly recommend that you check out some Gloomhaven tips and tricks for the board game, or content created for the digital version online. Well, I would definitely not say to I'd not say to watch this as a kind of tutorial, but maybe it's gonna be something that will be more like what not to do in certain situations. That might be pretty good. Anyway, we're gonna go into a campaign, well, technically into the adventure mode almost immediately here, and yeah, so basically what we can do, if you have played quite a considerable amount, you can play with 3 or even 4 heroes. Now you can see here that you're going to require a certain amount of boss defeats to be able to unlock the more advanced party setups. So you can have 3 members of the party instead of just 2. Otherwise you can have well, basically any combination that you want. You can have any combination. So you can have a scoundrel and you can have brute. You can have Earthbrand, which is Cragheart, and Spellweaver. Spellweaver's really, really powerful with all kinds of amazing magical abilities. Cragheart is kind of a hardier, tankier, AoE kind of guy that does a lot of damage in multitudes of areas, and also is capable of healing. And then we obviously have Brute, who is capable of shielding everyone, as far as I'm aware. You can obviously take a look at what kind of stats they, well, shall we say, what kind of cards they have by clicking on this little button here. Now, you may be wondering, if you've never played Gloomhaven before, if you've never played the board game before, then you won't really know what's going on here. Well, I'm going to explain a little bit about it as we go through this video, and you can see here, there's a number by the side of this card. Now, this number, basically that indicates how quick you're going to be able to use your character. So, for example, if I were to select a 15 and an 18 card, that's going to be pretty quick. That's going to be pretty quick. So I will be able to then do something, whatever it may be, very, very fast. There's also something else to consider when selecting cards. Do you see each card has 2 options? Now, if you select, well, here now, let me just step back for a second here. Every single turn, you have 2 cards to select. So let's actually say that I select Shield Bash and Eye for an Eye. Now, here's the thing with the cards. You can only select one option from each, but if you select the top option, for example, with Eye for an Eye to gain Retaliate, if you do that, you won't be able to then use the attack for 4 damage plus stun of Shield Bash, and instead you will be forced to use the shield on self of Shield Bash. So hopefully that makes a bit of sense anyway. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about as we go into the game. I think I'm actually going to be playing with Brute and Cragheart. I like their playstyles quite a bit because they are kind of tanky and hard to kill, and I quite like that. If you want to be a little bit riskier, I'd say a Scoundrel and a Spellweaver combination is going to be very difficult to play with, but it's going to enable many more combinations of things, because the Scoundrel has invisibility, has backstab abilities, throwing knives, all that wonderful stuff. So if you want to go with that, then the option is there. Otherwise, let us begin. Alright, so I'm going to be playing on normal here because I don't think I'm going to do very well on the other difficulties, but if you are a tactical genius, you can select insane and have a grand old time. But otherwise, I'm just going to go forward here. While drinking at the Wayward Inn, you overhear snippets of conversation from between two town militia. Apparently a local bandit commander has come into possession of a number of heretical texts and has begun researching necromancy. Aha, and that is him down there. Alright, you are well aware that magic is generally accompanied by gold, and after asking around you discover his hideout's whereabouts. Alright, so we can actually go down there if we want to complete our overarching objective. Obviously you are unprepared, as we obviously know, to assault his base just yet, so you look to leave Wayward and raid some local crypts in search for knowledge and better equipment. Oh yes, so let us start our adventure. Alright, now here's the thing. Your guys can level up, and let me just tell you that there are many, many more characters than just the 4. By the way, obviously at the very beginning you saw that they only have 4 characters initially in the early access period, but they're going to be adding more and more and more until they get, I believe, the maximum that they're planning on is, I think, 17 characters. And you can imagine the amount of uniqueness and diversity you're going to have in every single party. It's going to be insane, the amount of options and tactical options you have in battles, which is going to be really exciting to see. Anyway, as you can see here, we have a journey to the Burned Tavern. I think this is probably going to be the first thing we'll try, because each of your characters can level up individually, and I believe they can also, I think your party can also level up as well, but let's just see whether that is actually the case, because I haven't gotten too far. I've done, I think, a couple of scenarios, but most of my people do not level up that quickly. But this is a new version of the game that I'm playing, so maybe they've changed a couple of things, but it just shows that they have a lot of dedication to the game, and we will be making our way over here. So let's travel to the destination, the shooting gallery. Oh, but wait, we have an encounter. Tired of traversing a tedious route around a dense forest, you contemplate taking a path straight through the maze of branches to shorten your journey time considerably. You notice a slight clearing behind the bushes up ahead that could prove to be a shortcut through the dense forest. Alright, let's try the potential shortcut, because what fun is it if we just continue down the road? It would seem that you are not the first to have considered this route. Deep in some brambles, you spot some gear left behind by a previous adventurer. You take it and continue on through the forest clearing, pleased with your find. Right, so we actually gained a minor power potion, which means you now, during your attack, can add +1 attack to your entire attack action. That's actually really nice, actually. That's pretty powerful. And you can place this on here. There you go. So basically you have a wide variety of different items as well that you can, of course, equip to each one of your characters, and they all give different benefits. So for example, Brute has Boots of Striding, which during your movement you can add +2 to a single movement ability. So that's really nice too. You also have, during your melee attack, add Stun, and so on and so forth. It's actually very cool. Alright, so we have now arrived at the shooting gallery. And apparently the enemies that we have to face here are bandit guards and bandit archers. Ooh, very close quarters combat, isn't it? Well, that's exactly how we like it, isn't it? Because, well, our guys are, well, you haven't seen them in action yet, but our guys are extremely good at what they do when it comes to dealing AoE damage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move our guys a little bit ahead here. I'm going to actually move them into such a position so that they don't hurt each other, because there is friendly fire with certain abilities. So for example, let's have a look here. Any enemy who targets one of your adjacent allies with an attack this round targets you with that attack instead, regardless of the attack's range. That's actually pretty cool, but I don't think we're really needing to do that at the moment, so I think I'm pretty happy to just try and find something really powerful. Maybe this? Yeah, sweeping blow might be pretty good, but I'd actually like to use trample if at all possible. So we're going to use trample, and we'll use shield bash because I wouldn't mind killing this one right next to us immediately and then using trample to go all the way through them and hopefully deal some damage that way. Alright, so Brute has made his moves. Now let's see what Cragheart is all about. So he's more of a supportish kind of character. He can do a lot of healing. As you can see right there, he has a range of 2 hexes and can heal for 4, which is actually pretty significant. And then, what else do we have here? Oh yeah, by the way, sometimes you are going to need to burn cards, or not burn cards, well, you'll see that there is actually a burn card mechanic a little bit later on, but you're going to need to use cards instead of attacking to move, and that's obviously going to be a pretty big deal too. So let's actually use Massive Boulder there, and we'll use something like Unstable Upheaval. I think that's pretty good. Now this might make us really, really slow, as you can see right here, but it gives us that little bit of extra mobility, because I'm going to be a little bit worried about taking damage here, but I'm going to, as you can see right there, instead of taking damage, you don't have to do that. What you could do is you could burn one of these available cards and then take no damage. But personally, I don't really mind taking the damage because both my guys, I think they do have healing abilities, so I don't really mind if they want to take a little bit of damage here and there. If they obviously take, 5 damage or something like that, then I would be much more likely to burn a card or something like that to prevent them from taking that extra little bit. Anyway, so this is going to be a bit problematic, but I think we can use Trample. Yeah, we're going to use Trample, I suppose. Okay, so can I not actually use that right now? Why can I not use this? I'm not entirely sure. Well, I guess we'll just skip it all, because unfortunately I can't use that. Minor healing potion. During your turn, perform a heal. I think that could be quite useful, but not right now, of course. And unfortunately, I will not be able to do an attack either. So it seems like we'll just have to deal with Cragheart doing some damage here. So basically what we can do now is, I think I'm going to use Massive Boulder. Perhaps. Target all adjacent enemies. That sounds like such a good... Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Let's attack this. And we're going to target everyone. Do you see that? Look at that. So we basically targeted all adjacent enemies and did so much damage right there that we were able to kill the archer outright. And now we're going to try and... it seems like I can't actually move here for some reason. I don't know why that is, but maybe it's because we're involved in some kind of combat. But usually you'd be able to move all the way around here, but it seems like I'm going to have to skip that movement, and we'll see what happens in the next round. So this time around, I'm basically going to make it a little bit easier on myself, and I'm going to add some quicker abilities. Yes, these guys do not have the quickest abilities, do they? And let's use Provoking Roar. Then we'll use Rumbling Advance and Crushing... No, not Crushing Grasp. We'll use Earthen Clod, I think. They sound like pretty good abilities to me, because then we can actually heal ourselves if needed, which I think it is basically needed. So we're going to heal ourselves for 4, and then we'll do 2 damage with Earthen Clod. So let's heal ourselves here. Obviously Cragheart does need a little bit of healing every now and again, and we could actually heal the other guy too. So I think we're actually going to do that. There we go. That seems good to me. Now these guys are obviously going to do some damage. Ooh, that was a pretty significant hit, but as you've seen, I don't think we really need to worry too much about it. Wow, another 3 damage, huh? I don't really want to do that, so I'm actually going to burn an available card here. I'm going to burn Dirt Tornado, even though it is one of the most powerful abilities. It's a bit slow for my liking at the moment. So I'm going to try and see if we can maybe use... There we go. Now we can actually move. So let's see if I can make use of it. I'm going to move over here, actually. Because then what we can do is we can use Provoking Roar to hopefully kill this guy. Now bear in mind that obviously you have to roll, and you might not deal any damage. So you got to be a bit careful about that. Thankfully we did end up, well, taking him out, so that's pretty nice. Okay, so it's about time that I tell you about the long rest and short rest mechanics. So short rest is pretty easy to explain. Basically, you lose one discarded card at random in order to recover all the other discarded cards. So for example, if you discard every single one of these cards and then click on short rest, you'll lose one discarded card, but you'll get the rest of them back. So that's another mechanic that you're going to have to try and balance tactically in the game. And long rest is a little bit different. You can choose one discarded card to become lost to recover all the others, and you also heal yourself for 2 HP. And you can also refresh all of your spent item cards. But as you can no doubt see, long rest is 99, so it's very, very slow indeed, hard to use it, and well, that's basically it. Anyway, we're going to use Eye for an Eye and Spare Dagger on Brute here, and I'm going to try and use Rock Tunnel. Maybe we'll use Crushing Grasp as well to try and get nearby to the opponent, because I'd like to try and maybe disrupt them a little bit. Alright, so what we're going to do first, I would have liked to have done... this is actually good. This is actually good, because now what I can do is I can heal. I'm going to heal Cragheart here, and then I'm going to be using Spare Dagger, because it has a range of 3, which is really quite fantastic, and I can do some pretty amazing damage to the enemy archer, which is what I'm going to try to do, and take her out. Yes, very nice indeed. So that means we don't have to worry about any ranged attacks unless these guys have range, which I don't think they do. No, I don't think they do. I think they are only melee attackers. So that is pretty fantastic. Okay, so let's end Brute's turn. We've also eliminated the ability for the archer to attack. So now it is Cragheart's turn instead, which is great. So, going to use my movement abilities here. And now here's the cool thing about the movement. It is waypoint based. It's not just click on this and then your character goes over there. You click, and then you can actually click again and you can get into your perfect position wherever you want to be, which I think is just utterly fantastic. I think it's so nice to have that as an ability, because as you can see now, we have immobilized both of these guys, and even if we didn't immobilize them, we could still use Crushing Grasp, but obviously we're going to be doing that now. And I guess we'll just kill this guy in the back. There we go. We actually rolled really nicely there as well. So we got +2 to our attack, and as a result was able to one-shot him, which is really good. Now this guy's probably going to do quite a bit. Wow, that was some significant damage right there. So we're just going to burn one available card, even though I don't really want to do that, but it is necessary, because taking 6 damage is just out of the question right now. Absolutely out of the question. So we'll have to try and eliminate this guy in this particular round, otherwise we might have some difficulties. Okay, so let's do Grab and Go, and we'll do Overwhelming Assault with Brute. Overwhelming Assault does 6 damage. It's one of the most powerful abilities that Brute has. And we're going to use Crater and I suppose Avalanche, because we're right next to this guy, so it doesn't really matter, to be honest. I mean, guess we'll just do that. This guy's actually going to get to move first, which is not something I really badly wanted, but he's only going to do 1 damage. I'm perfectly fine with that. And let's do Avalanche, and hopefully we will get lucky. Yes, we did get lucky. Fantastic. That's very nice indeed. Okay, so that is basically it. So now what we can do is, so basically, obviously with Crater, if enemies were around you, you'd be able to deal 1 damage to them. Adjacent enemies, that is, as well as allies, of course. And then it plays it basically from top to bottom in terms of your card structure. So you can go, deal 1 damage, move 4, and it has jump as well. And jump is a really cool effect, which basically makes it so that traps do not affect you when using this move card to go over them, which is really cool. And then at the end of the movement, you can see that all allies and enemies suffer 1 damage. Unfortunately, these guys were out of range because I had to open the door first. Alright, so let's see what happens here. Only going to take 2 damage. Okay, I'll take the 2 damage. Hopefully these guys are not going to deal too much to us. Oh, 3 damage. That is really quite bad. Okay, I guess we'll just burn the last of our cards here and we'll take a big rest or something along those lines. If he actually ends up surviving, I hope he will. There we go. Alright, that's pretty fantastic. Okay, so now what I can do is I can make my way all the way over there. I think I'm probably just going to have to step on that trap, even though it's not something I really badly wanted to do, of course. But we'll just take the 2 damage. And I really wanted to attack, actually, but it doesn't seem like I will be able to do that, as you can see, so we'll just skip the attack and end his turn. Alright, so otherwise what we want to do is, well, technically we could do this. I guess we'll just do these things, and then we're just going to do short rest, which will... I think burning Crushing Grasp is okay. Then we're going to gain all these other things back, which is really nice, because I really do need to heal, and getting some ranged abilities is also going to be really nice. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use both of these. Actually, you know what? Let's use Massive Boulder. Oh no, that's going to make him really slow, isn't it? So I think we'll just do this. There we go. Okay, so let's see how this goes. Hopefully he's not going to be able to kill... Oh no, he's using a shield. Okay, that's... Oh, he's also attacking. Great. Okay, well, I don't want to take the 3 damage, so I guess I'm going to have to burn Massive Boulder, which I really did not want to do, but I guess we'll have to get it out the way. And we've now been poisoned. Ah, that's not very nice of him, is it? No, that is not nice of him at all. Okay, so basically what we can do now is we can move, do 1 damage to all these guys, or we can heal ourselves. I think healing is probably going to be a priority for us. And we can actually heal ourselves. Oh, we just healed ourselves of the poison. Oh, I see. Right. Okay, well, I actually did not plan to do that. I thought to myself, oh, I'm going to heal myself for 4. But no, I just cured myself of the poison, which I suppose is pretty decent. I could use my power potion as well next time I attack, which would be quite nice. Now, let's see what this guy's going to do. 0 damage. Very nice. Oh, and he's immobilized now. Okay. And 1 damage. Okay, that's absolutely fine. You can do 1 damage. I don't mind that. That is perfectly fine. Okay, that is not so good. I'm not a big fan of these 2 damage attacks. Thank you very much. And there's another 2 damage. Okay, I guess I'll take the extra 2 damage and we'll see what happens. Okay, so now we can move. And I'm going to move over here. Hopefully this is going to put Brute in the firing line and he's going to, you know, be able to do a little bit of something for us. Okay, so we can actually push these guys away. And I think I'm going to push this guy over in this direction. There we go. And then we're going to do some damage to this and hopefully kill him. Yes, there we go. That is exactly what we needed. Alright, so now here is the problem. Cragheart is really, really low. So he is going to have to do a... well, everyone's going to have to do a... Well, actually, we could do a short rest with Brute. And we'll burn Spare Dagger. And there we go. So now we have all of these back. As you can see right here, we have all of these back, which is really fantastic. And that means that I should be able to do Shield Bash, and then we'll probably try to do... Leaping Cleave is just too good, so maybe we... We could do Provoking Roar. I think we should probably do Provoking Roar. So let's do this. And... I think that's gonna... Is that gonna be good, actually? Any enemy who targets one of your adjacent allies with an attack. I think that is actually pretty good. We're going to use Provoking Roar, and then we will attack them and try to stun one of them as well to try and reduce the amount of damage that they are capable of doing. And otherwise, we're going to use Long Rest with Cragheart, and hopefully I will be able to win the day, so to speak. So let's see whether I'm actually able to do it. Alright, so we are going to use this. I don't know whether this actually works. Somehow I don't think that's actually going to work. I think that was a bit of an error on my part. I should have used a movement ability, but oh, they do seem to be attacking him. They do seem to be attacking him, so I suppose that is good. Kind of. Even though I don't really want to burn these cards, to be honest, but I'm going to have to. Oh, they are all attacking him. Okay, that's actually good. Okay, take 2 damage. That's fine. take 5 damage. No, I'm not pleased about this. Okay, let's burn another card here. That's the thing. All we need to do is really just get into melee range with these enemies, and then we will be in a fantastic position. Okay, so we can get these back. Can we? Or we can just select it. Oh, a card to lose. Okay, I guess I'll lose Earthen Clod. And we gain 2 health. He's only got Rumbling Advance still left. That's it? He died due to lack of available ability cards. Yes, exhaustion, exactly. So yeah, we're gonna have some problems here. But I think we should be able to do this if I can use Eye for an Eye and Trample. I should be okay. Let's try it. Okay, so we're gonna use Trample right here, and we'll see what we can do. So I'm gonna move through all of these enemies, or at least let's. Can I do this? Yes. Okay, let's try and... I can't do that because I need to end it somewhere else. Okay, so let's do it here. And we'll confirm that movement. Okay, so we're going to do 2 damage. Or we should be doing 2 damage to them. Maybe more. Maybe less. Ooh, a little bit less. That's not particularly good. Okay, so we're going to have to use Retaliate here as well. And hopefully I will have enough cards. Can I use a healing potion? Yes, I can. Gonna use a healing potion, try and survive this. I could have used my boots during that movement turn as well. I should have done that. Rookie mistake. Rookie mistake. But it's okay, because we just took that healing potion. Look at this. Retaliation, doing additional 2 damage to that guy, which is really nice. There we go, an additional 2 damage to that one as well. Yes. Kill yourselves on my wonderful spiky armor. I suppose it is spiky armor. That is what we want to see. Alright, so this is fantastic. That basically means that I can use Leaping Cleave now, and that's actually really cool too. I'm going to use Leaping Cleave and Warding Strength, but they're probably going to get a chance to attack me at least a little bit. Yeah, the archer is going to try and do some damage. 2 damage, I will take the 2 damage. Laying a trap. Oh, that's not very nice, is it? No, that is not very nice at all. Okay, so we're going to have to take 2 additional damage here. I really wish all the archers would not be attacking me like this. It is not very nice of them. Okay, so we're going to have to use this. That's giving me a shield, and we are now going to attack. I would like to attack both of them, but I can't. So I'm just going to have to attack the archer, I suppose. Now hopefully that shield will last a little bit longer. There we go. Nice. We took 0 damage from that because of the shield. And this guy's getting himself buffed up as well, which I am not a big fan of, thank you very much. Okay, so we have Warding Strength available to us. Overwhelming Assault. I think I'm going to have to use Short Rest here. And we will have to... I do not want to do this, but I have to get rid of Shield Bash because I can't take 1 damage. I can't spare the 1 damage. So now we have Provoking Roar, which we don't need, but we could technically use it to very quickly kill the guard. And we still have a shield, so technically the archer cannot kill us, so to speak. So I think we should be okay. And then we could, of course, heal ourselves, or we could move. Yeah, let's use Provoking Roar, and then we'll move with Leaping Cleave over somewhere. Or we could do Retaliate. Retaliate might actually be really good for us. So I think I'm actually going to use Retaliate and... Leaping Cleave, I suppose. I guess that's gonna how it's gonna have to be. We can't really do much else. All right, so I'm gonna have to do this. There we go. And now technically what I could do is I could move over here, and hopefully that means, yeah, there you go. So because it's obviously got jump, the traps are not going to do anything to me. Now this is really, really good. Now basically what I wanted to do was try and get close to the archers, because they generally cannot do that much. Oh, it seems like the retaliation is actually not working because I have a shield on. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, it actually does work sometimes. And there you go. That guy dies from the trap, which is really nice too. That was actually an unforeseen benefit of where I maneuvered myself. So I suppose that's good. And otherwise we'll use provoking roar and overwhelming assault, and then we should be able to take him out. Or at least I hope so. So let's... oh, this is bad. Yeah, I cannot go anywhere. I cannot go anywhere. That is kind of bad. Okay, so let me... Can I... Ooh... Let me just skip my movement real quick. I still have retaliation and I still have my shield on, don't I? So I think I should be able to do a pretty decent job here. I'd like to be able to destroy this trap, but I can't do that. So I'm going to have to end my turn. And hopefully this guy is just going to, well, hopefully damage himself with my retaliation. I don't think I have that anymore, though. So I'll just take the 2 damage. Another short rest, I think, is required. And retaliate. Yeah, let's burn it. Okay, so I have a couple of things that I can do here. So provoking roar, leaping cleave. Yes, fantastic. Okay, I think we have won this particular battle, I think. And it is going to require this. So let me see if I can do this properly here. So let's move over like so. And let me do some damage. Okay, now do the damage. Yes, there we go. Phew! I was actually thinking that we'd roll really badly and get 0 damage or something. That would just happen to me, wouldn't it? Alright, so there you go. That is indeed a victory, if you can believe it. And that is exactly the reason why they call Gloomhaven one of the most complex and sophisticated board games ever. Because even in the video game version that I'm playing on PC right now through Steam, it is tough. And I'm playing on normal difficulty. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what it would be like on a higher level difficulty? Well, whatever the case, Craghart thankfully did gain a little bit of experience, not too much. We did gain some gold. I would have gained a lot more gold if I had, begun looting things and so on and so forth. But I was kind of a bit preoccupied with trying to survive. Anyway, that will be it for this episode. If you would like to check out the game, there is a link in the description that will take you to the Steam store page, and Gloomhaven is out on early access right now. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.